Okay, where has been recorded and mixed the new live CD?
Where was it recorded? It was recorded at Billboard Live in
Billboard,
Tokyo.
Tokyo?
We played 3 shows in all.
3 shows?
3 nights, rather, and we recorded the last 2 nights, which consisted of 2 shows each, so there were 4 shows. And then we brought it back to Phantom Recordings, and I mixed it at Phantom.
Phantom, your studio.
Yeah.
And,
Which is, by the way, where Philippe has his studio too.
what project we can see in the future for PSP and for your solo careers?
Well, I mean, we've already written new material for this tour, especially, and we've actually recorded 2 of these songs we're playing tonight are actually recorded in the can, ready to go. As soon as we get back, we're going to be writing more material because we want to see this as a kind of an ongoing thing. We're still formulating the marketing side of the band, but we're going to really experiment with the new way of doing things. You know, it's not like the old-fashioned having a record company and going down that route. We're gonna look at it and experiment the best ways to do this. But we'll be writing music. I mean, you know, I set a goal of a song a month, basically, being written, recorded, and mixed.
You were playing with in tour with the Who some months ago.
Yes, that's right. We did some. Yeah, the last since 2002, I've been playing touring with the Who. So yeah, that's something that I do. I think this band can function alongside the Who. They don't tour very often, and we just it's the very beginning for us. You know, this is our first European tour, so we just have to play, see if we can reach people, see if we can be successful. But yeah, I think we're all committed to the project.
Okay, what kind of gear did you use during the recording of the new album? Okay, Simon, Tamo Tranquillo.
Of this album?
It's what you see.
Simon?
Pretty much what you see.
It's a live album.
Pino?
So, yeah, this exactly.
You are using Music Man?
Sometimes on this album, actually, it's all Music Man.
All Music Man.
Yeah, because I only took.
And Phillips, keyboards.
Exact same thing. Yeah. Yamaha Rhodes, Mini Moog instead of
Voyager.
the Voyager. It's a Mini Moog, but pretty much the exact same thing in some Logic sounds and with the Mac. I also have a Mac in the back.
Okay.
Mac in the back in black.
Mac in the back in black.
Okay, and last 2 questions is from the academy experience school. How big is the importance of the study of learning in your life?
You mean music, right? Well, I can only tell you one thing: is you never stop learning. You know, it's every time you play, it's a learning experience. Study, yeah, you may stop studying because when you get older and real life comes into view, you don't have time to study. But you never stop learning.
But you are studying in tour too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a constant learning process, and I think when you have a bit of a tough time or a tough gig or bad sound or whatever, when it's not easy to play, that's when you learn the most. Because that's when you've got to dig a lot deeper to find your resources to play. When it goes really easily and you don't even think about it, it just plays itself, it's fantastic, it feels great, but I don't think you really learn much that way. But that's what you get as the reward for all those years of slogging away, you know?
That's right. Okay, would you suggest to young musicians to study in their own or with a teacher?
Oh.
Philip.
Well, I was not self-taught. I'm classically trained, and I went to conservatory, and I was very lucky to have really good teachers and teachers that inspired me, in all the different theories and piano and everything. So the most important thing is to find the right teacher, because I think you're better off by yourself than with a bad teacher that will not really inspire you or make it really not fun to learn. Because the basics are, particularly in classical music, it takes a lot of practice before you can have fun. It doesn't come very quickly. So the teacher has to make it really interesting and really fun right away. So I think it's better to have a teacher. Now the question is, finding the right teacher. And also the right teacher might not be right for certain kids. See, it's very individual. So it's a very complex question, but I think it's better to have a teacher, somebody that will help you
to grow.
Yeah, to grow.
If I could add to that classic case, when I was very young, I was being taught to play piano. Had I had the right teacher who had sussed out, had figured out that I'm born into a musical family, I have listened to jazz since before I was born, a C major chord never really did very much for me at all. C major triad. I was actually playing stuff when the teacher was gone. I was playing in E flat most of the time because my mum taught me in E flat, and playing sus4 chords and sevenths, major sevenths. And when my teacher came around, it was C. And therefore, I did not learn how to play the piano because it was boring. If that teacher had kind of sussed and said, "Wow, you know how to play a major seventh. You know what it sounds like. Yeah, and dig this, E flat too." Then that would have been great. But no. And I used to ask, "Can I play? Can you get me the music to It Takes a Thief, Dave Grusin?" And the teacher looked at me like I had three heads. Somebody did give me the music, and I did learn how to play it. There's another theme song too, which I love, but the One Note Samba. But no. So that's why it's really important to try and get a good teacher that is really good, instinctive, intuitive with their pupil. So important.
Okay, last question. Simon, as a cars lover, what are the feelings you got going around Europe with PSP Audi?
Okay, you're talking about all three of us are car lovers, yeah. Well, you know what? It was funny, when we were planning this tour, I was thinking, right, how are we going to do this? There's only three of us. I hate traveling in a bus. It's slow. It's also, just recently, the last couple of years, there's some new laws in Europe that make it very difficult to cover the kind of distances we're doing efficiently and cost effectively. The last Toto tour we did, our busing and trucking transport bill was higher than it's ever been. So it's always a problem. And I thought, hang on, there's three of us. We're all Europeans. Let me see what a really nice car costs to hire. And I was surprised when I did the figures between a bus or truck, and it was actually really cheap. And we all get to drive. It's relaxing. We love each other's company. It's a bit of a battle who gets the keys. No, I drove yesterday. Yes, you did. All right, you get it.
Yeah.
But we actually love it, and I think we're all pretty confident in each other's driving. It's quick, it's fast, it's peaceful, and we're on our own schedule. If we want to leave an hour late, we leave an hour late. So to me, it's the best tour I've ever done. Well, probably the best tour anyway. But in terms of the traveling to the gigs, it's been fantastic.
Audi? How is?
Well, in Europe, we rented an Audi A6 station wagon diesel 2.7. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to bring it to Italy because the German hire car companies don't seem to like that very much. So we tried to get an Audi here, but we ended up, what did we end up? Alfa Romeo?
Alfa Romeo.
What, 159
Station wagon.
Station.
Yeah. And it's okay.
Sounds like a tractor.
Sounds like a tractor, but it was going on average. Am I allowed to say the speed on television? Average 160k yesterday, I think, most of the way, so we were fine.
Okay.
Yeah, very good.
Cool.
Thank you very much, guys, and all the best for the show.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
See you soon.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good.